Chapter 5. The bell liberates me from torture by science, and I scoot into the hallway. It's time for math class with Ms. Odom. If the graffiti on the gym wall is to be believed, she's this menopausal mess with a sharp tongue and an attitude from hell. This should be fun. When I get to her door, I can see her sitting at this enormous desk, completely absorbed in whatever she's doing, whatever's on her computer screen. Probably checking the balance on her retirement account and calculating exactly how many more days she'll have to show her face here before she can check out. I try to slide through the door all ninja style and take a seat in the back. Nuh-uh, she yells. I just about jump out of my freaking skin. I've heard about you, Missy, she says and narrows her eyes at me as she peeks over her computer screen. Front seat, she yells again, snaps her finger at a desk in the front row. She glares at me. I'm talking real eye daggers here. Meanwhile, my blood begins to boil and I feel myself stiffen. I start to breathe hard and I clench my fist into bony little lumps. It's on. I turn on my laser vision and stare right back. Why? I ask, not trying to hide the total pissed offness in my voice. Because I had a little conversation with Miss Bell and she told me all about you and your little attitude problem. I've got my eye on you, young lady, she replies, her voice dripping hot hatred. Now sit. I stand there, eyes locked with hers. So this witch thinks she knows me just because she had a little chat with the hens in the teacher's lounge? Huh, I feel ugly me scratching beneath the surface, begging to come out and devour this so-called teacher lady. Other students start to filter in. A couple of oblivious knotheads just came in and picked seats as if there's not an epic student teacher bloodbath brewing. But most of the other kids stand around, all nervous like, not sure if they should sit down or run for the hills. I said, sit, she repeats, teeth clenched, spitting each word out like a dragon breathing fireballs. I cross my arms and look away from her. It's a total pissy baby move, I know, but it's really good for driving grown-ups insane. No, I say, and stare at a random spot on the ceiling. Sit! She yells louder this time. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a few of the other kids jump a little bit. They watch the show. Someone peels off from the group and heads into the hallway. Maybe he's off to get some popcorn and soda, or maybe to alert the authorities. Is she really that stupid? She thinks she knows me just because of some other teacher's hateful gossip, but she has no freaking clue. She thinks she can just yell at me and make me bend like one of those floppy car dealership noodle dudes. But she's so wrong. Behind what she thinks she knows about me is a rock hard wall. You don't live how I live and survive without one. I've been screamed at my whole life by dad, by mom, by my aunts and uncles, by my grandparents, by the people on my street, by my teachers, by random assholes on the sidewalk, by the cops chasing me away from the respectable parts of town. I used to flinch and hide and cry, but all it does now is piss me off. And when I get pissed off, I yell just like they do. And let me tell you, I can yell and scream and curse with the best of them. What's a kid like me supposed to do? It's not like I can slap that tight lipped little smirk off her face like Ugly Me really wants to. I may be screwed up, but I'm not an idiot. My tongue has been honed to a razor sharp point by all the bullshit I've put up with, and I'm ready to unleash it. I'm not asking again. Sit down right now, she yells again. I take a deep breath. Chapter 6. But before I can open my mouth to spew hot words, I feel a gentle tap on the back of my arm. I snatch my arm away and spin to face this new threat, tense and coiled, a bony, half starved seventh grade snake ready to strike. Randy, says a gentle, familiar voice. No yelling, no threatening, none of that other power trip, because I'm a grown up and you're just some crummy kid crap. One soft word broke through the rising red tide of fight, fight, fight. I feel my overheated jets cooling down fast. I wouldn't be surprised if the room filled with steam right about now. Mr. B, I say, surprised to see him here and glad that he came in when he did and didn't have to witness ugly me opening up a can of seventh grade crazy on this lady. Mr. Breckenridge was my sixth grade math teacher and one of the few human beings I could stand last year. Can you come talk to me, please? He asked before turning around and walking away. And before I realize what's happening, and before ugly me can buck up again and screw everything up, my soggy, milk soaked feet follow his gentle words through the parting crowd and out the door. Something about the way he asks instead of commanding, yelling, giving that looking down, I smell something that stinks, frowny face that makes me feel like a bug, something I don't really understand but can feel in my whole body makes me want to follow. I feel like an old, deflated birthday balloon as I follow him out the door. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch glimpses of a variety of faces, some concerned, some nervous, some amused. Those smirks cut deep. I've just put on a show. Not a fun, bingeable Netflix cupcake show, but one of those old, nasty circus sideshows. And I'm the screwed up, too stupid, too skinny freak with an anger problem that no one wants to notice but can't quite look away from. Math Lady slams the door behind us so hard that the weird little door window rattles like it's going to break. I sort of wish the thing would shatter into a million pieces and shred my face off, but I'm not that lucky. I press my forehead against the cold metal of the lockers. They smell like fresh paint, and I pray that I don't come away from this with a bright green splotch on my head. Randy, says Mr. B, do you remember what I told you back in May, just before you left for the summer? I don't say anything. The metal feels good against my face, like when I flip my sweaty pillow when the nightmares come. As my anger cools, hot tears begin to slide down my cheeks. You have such beauty inside, just waiting to shine. He continues, not waiting for me to answer, knowing that I know because he told me 100 times. But you have to let it out, Randy. You can't control the crap that gets dealt to you, but you've got to control how you respond to it. My words in return, and I wipe salty tears with the back of my hand and sniff. It's ugly and snotty and loud. I know, Mr. B, but it's so hard. You don't know what I've. You're right, Randy. I don't know what it's like to be you. You've told me a few things, but I know I don't know the half of it. He lets off this deep sigh and puts on a warm half smile. I'm glad to see you. Not so much like this already, but I'm glad you're here. I turn around and slide down the wall. The weird little vent things in the lockers scrape against my bony back. I pull my legs into my chest and hug them tight. I take a few deep breaths. I swear my shoes are already starting to smell even worse than they did before. Putrid milk mixed in with a year's worth of sweat and dirt. I don't know what's wrong with me. I do another gross, snotty sniff. I just get so mad so easy. Listen, Mr. B interrupts. I get pissed off too when I hear people talking to each other the way she was talking to you. Really? I'm kind of caught off guard by his very non teachery use of pissed. I mean, I know that teachers are regular people too, supposedly, but it's still weird to hear it from him. But I also don't like to see you like that either. Yeah, but she. It doesn't matter, he says. There's always going to be someone or something there to step in and try to dim your sunshine, whether it's the first day of seventh grade or some random Thursday at the grocery store. Mr. Gorley walks by and stops in front of me. He's wearing these shiny brown leather shoes with bright purple laces that look like they came from clown shoes. Looks like someone's been reading some men's fashion blogs this summer. Hi, Miranda, he says. I keep my face buried in my knees and don't reply, but he doesn't seem to want to press the issue. He's been around enough kids like me to know when to back off. I look up to catch Mr. B giving him an I got this type of look. Mr. Gorley nods and takes his weird shoelaces on down the hallway. Anyway, says Mr. B, it's not what makes you mad or how often you get mad that defines you. It's all about how you act when you're mad. That's easy for you to say. I've never seen you get mad. I look up at him. I just now notice that he's wearing his hair pulled back into a little bun on the back of his head. A thick gray headband keeps everything else tidy. Great. What a dork. Come on now, he says. I teach math to a bunch of sixth grade lunatics for a living. Don't think for a minute that I don't want to go into an ugly rage like 20 times a day. He grins at me and reaches down his hand. There's a tan line where a ring used to be. So if I can refrain from inflicting bodily harm on a bunch of sixth graders, then you can make it through Miss Odom's math class. I take his hand and allow him to lift me into a standing position. I return his smile and wipe my eyes one last time. He's right. If I were him, I would have killed me last year after all the crap I pulled. Seriously. As I turn the doorknob to face math class again, I turn to Mr. B. You missed the boat on the man bun like 2 years ago. He smiles. There she is, he says. I take a deep breath and walk back into the classroom.